We are going to discuss today the density of population from chapter number 1, population distribution, density and composition. In this topic, I'm going to teach you what does the term density of population mean, or what do we mean by population density. Okay. And also about the variation of population density in our country. Okay. So like in the previous part of this chapter, we have already discussed about the population, okay, introduction to the population of our country, okay, about the source of population data, when was the first census was conducted, when was the first complete census conducted. That are the basic things which we have studied in our last class. So from like today, I'm going to teach you in details about the density of population and its variations, okay, in our country. So as we all know that the population density is actually the ratio between the man and the land. Okay, population density basically refers to the ratio between the man and the land. That means the available land and the human beings of that particular area. Okay. So the density of population is expressed as a number of persons per unit area. Okay, and we basically express the density of population as the number of persons per unit area. Okay, as the number of people per unit area. That means how many number of people they live in 1 square kilometer area. Actually, that is the population density. Okay. So this population density, it basically helps in getting a better understanding of the spatial distribution of population in relation to the land. Okay, so why do we find out the population density, or what is the importance of studying population density actually? Because the density of population, it helps in getting a better information. Okay, it helps in understanding the spatial distribution of population. Okay, means the distribution of population over the space from one area to another. Okay, uh, like uh, the ratio actually, you can say the ratio actually. Okay, so the formula which is being used to find out the population density is the total population divided by total area. Okay, so if we divide the total population of a country by its total area, then we will get an average number of people per unit area. Okay, that is the per square kilometer area. So this is the density actually. Okay. So in our country India, okay, like we are having higher density of population actually as compared to the other nations. Okay, and the density of population, it even varies from one part of our country to another part of our country. Okay, it varies from one part of our country to another part of our country. Okay, so basically the population density, okay, the population density, it is a measurement. Okay, it is a measurement, okay, of the land and the man ratio actually. Okay, but in order to understand the pressure of the human beings on the land actually, okay, on the agricultural land, there are two other density which we find, like which we use actually. That is the physiological density and the agricultural density. To get a better insight into the human land ratio in terms of pressure of population on total cultivable land, the physiological and the agricultural densities should also be found out, which are significant for a country like India having a large agricultural population. Okay, so for a country like India, where a majority of the people are dependent on agriculture, okay, as well as where the entire food system actually, okay, it depends upon the agricultural sector. Okay, so in order to have a better insight, that means in order to have a better information about the man land ratio, okay, in terms of the pressure of the population on the agricultural land, two types of population density can be found out. That is the physiological density, and the one is the agricultural density. Okay, so this physiological density and agricultural density is different from the normal population density. Okay, in normal population density, we basically try to find out the ratio between the total land of the country and the number of people. Okay, but in case of physiological density, okay, in case of physiological density, we try to find out the ratio between the total population of a country and the net cultivated area. Net cultivated area means the total area which is used for agriculture, the total area which is under agriculture. Okay, so this physiological density, it basically provides us the information that what is the pressure, okay, what is the pressure of human beings on the available agricultural land. Okay. So the formula used for finding out the physiological density is total population divided by net cultivated area. Okay, net cultivated area means the total agricultural land actually. Okay, and here you can see that it is totally different from the normal population density. Okay, in normal population density, the total population is divided by the total area of a country. Okay, and the total area may include the forest. It may be it may include the mountain. Okay, it may include the desert. Okay, it may include the any like rivers or whatever it is. Okay, and agricultural density is basically we find out the agricultural density to find out the ratio between the agricultural population and the agricultural land. Okay, agricultural density, it helps us in getting the information about the ratio between the agricultural population and the agricultural land. Okay. So in order to find out the agricultural density, we basically use the formula total agricultural population divided by net cultivated area. Okay, means the total number of farmers. Okay, the people who are dependent on agriculture. Okay, the total of those population divided by the total cultivated area. So basically, this agricultural density provides us information about the ratio between the farmers, number of farmers, and the agricultural land. Okay, so these are the three different types of population density. Okay, which we take help of to understand the distribution of population in our country. Okay, or to understand the pressure of the population on the land, on the agricultural land. So our country, India, is having a higher density of population as compared to many other countries of the world. Okay, according to the census 2011, the average density of India is 382 persons per square kilometer. Okay, 382 persons per square kilometer. So the total population of India is 1,210 million. So when we divide this total population, 1,210 million, by the total area of India, that is 3.28 million square kilometer, then we get this result. Okay, then the population density is 382 persons per square kilometer. Okay, but the average, this is the average population density of our country. Okay, and as we know that within our country, there are few states where the population is very high, there are few states where the population is very less actually. Okay, so what happens is that if we see the variation of this population density over the space from one state to another, okay, the data is something different. There are some states where the population density is less than this average. Okay, and there are some states where the population density is far higher than this average population density of our country. Okay, and this population density, the present population density of our country has increased. Okay, like in the recent period actually, like in the earlier period of time, the population density of India was not so much actually high. Okay, so with the increase in the population, okay, the population density has increased in our country. See, there has been a steady increase of more than 200 persons per square kilometer over the last 50 years as the density of population increased from 117 persons per square kilometer in 1951 to 382 persons per square kilometer in 2011. Okay, so the total area of India is 3.28 million square kilometer. Okay, and the size of India is fixed. Okay, the size of India is fixed. But on the other hand, the population of our country is increasing day by day. Okay, so what is happening? The density of the population or the average number of people living in per unit area is also increasing. Okay, like around 200%. Okay, like around 200 people has increased per square kilometer over the last 50 years. Okay, in the year 1951, the average density of population in our country was 117. 117 people used to live on an average in 1 square kilometer area. But the 2011 data, it shows that 382 people, okay, 382 people, they live in our country per square kilometer area. Okay, so you can see that almost 200 people, okay, almost more than 200 people has increased, okay, in our country per square kilometer area. And there's a variation, okay, even there's a variation in the density of population of our country. Okay, so as I said earlier, that some states are very much bigger. Okay, some states are very bigger in size and the population is very less, total population is very less. So in that case, the population density will be less in those states. But there are few states where the size of the state is not so much large, but the number of people or the number of total population is very high. So in that case, the population density is quite higher. Okay, see. So the spatial variation of population densities in the country, which ranges from as low as 17 persons per square kilometer in Arunachal Pradesh to 11,297 persons in the National Capital Territory of Delhi. Okay, so in our country, there is a huge variation in the population density. Okay, like 17 people are there. Okay, 17 persons per square kilometer area can be found in Arunachal Pradesh, which is the lowest, and the highest population density can be found in Delhi. Okay, where 11,297 people live in 1 square kilometer area. Okay, so you can imagine that the density of population is so high in Delhi, whereas it is so less in case of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so here in this case, actually, we see that Arunachal Pradesh, the state, and Delhi is a union territory. Okay, but if we see the density of population, the state-wise data actually, okay, Arunachal Pradesh is having the lowest density of population, and Bihar is the state which is having the highest density of population. Delhi is the union territory which is having the highest density of population, and Andaman and Nicobar is the union territory which is having the lowest density of population. Okay. So among the North Indian states, okay, most of the population of our country is concentrated in the northern plains. Okay, it's concentrated in the northern states actually. Okay, like UP, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, and all. Okay, these are the states where majority of the population they live actually. Okay, so among the northeastern states, the density it varies. Okay, like Bihar is having a density of 1102 people, 1102 persons per square kilometer. West Bengal has a density of 1029 persons per square kilometer. Uttar Pradesh has a density of 828 persons per square kilometer. Okay, so here you can see that the density of population in Bihar, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, it is far higher than the average population density of India. Okay, the average population density of India is 382 persons per square kilometer. But here in Bihar, you see 1102, in West Bengal 1029, and in Uttar Pradesh 828. Okay, that means the average population density in these states are very higher actually. Okay, and even the population density is higher in some of the southern Indian states. Okay, like the state of Kerala, 859 persons per square kilometer. In Tamil Nadu, 555 persons per square kilometer. Okay, so these are the states in the southern India or in the peninsular part of India where the population density is far higher. Okay, so Bihar is the state which is having the highest population density in our country according to 2011 census. Okay, according to 2011 census, Bihar is the state which is having the highest density of population, and Arunachal Pradesh is the state which is having the lowest density of population. On the other hand, you will see there are some states they have a moderate population density. Okay, that means the population density is neither high nor less. Okay, the states like Assam, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand, Odisha, they have a moderate density. Okay, the states like Assam, the states like Gujarat, the states like Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand, Odisha, okay, they have a moderate population density. Okay, that means they are not having so high population density as well as the population density is not so less in this case. The hill states of the Himalayan region and the northeastern states of India, excluding Assam, have relatively low densities, while the union territories, excluding Andaman and Nicobar, have a very high density of population. Okay, so the hill stations of the Himalayan region actually, okay, means the Himalayan states actually, okay. In the northeastern part of the country, if we take into consideration the northeastern states, okay, so the northeastern states basically include Sikkim, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, okay, Meghalaya. These are the states which comes under the northeastern part actually. Okay, so of all the northeastern states except Assam, okay, they are having a very less density of population. Okay, and of all the union territories, okay, of all the union territories, excluding Andaman and Nicobar Island, the rest they have a high population density. Okay, only Andaman and Nicobar Island is the union territory which is having the lowest population density. Okay, so here you can say that in terms of population density, okay, among the union territories, Delhi is the union territory which is having the highest population density. Okay, whereas Andaman and Nicobar Island is the union territory which is having the lowest density of population. Okay, and this map it basically shows us. Okay, the map basically shows us the population density of our country. Okay, so you will see that the states which are marked with very dark color, they are having a very high density. The states which are marked with little bit lighter shade, they are having a less density. Okay, so you can see here that the color. Okay, here these are the color actually. Okay, so here you can see that Bihar and West Bengal actually, okay, these are the states which are having a very higher density of population. Okay, whereas the states, okay, like Uttar Pradesh and all, they also have a like a higher density of population. But the Himalayan states like Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand, okay, Chhattisgarh and all, they are having a lower density of population actually. Okay, so this map basically it shows us the density of population using different shades of color. So this is what about the population density of our country. Okay, and here we came to know about the variation of population density in different parts of our country. So thank you.